All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome to a trade recap. In today's trade recap, we're going to be going over. I ended up taking one loss and one win. So let's pull this up real quick. Coming into the day here, let's close this. Coming into the day here, I wanted to be bullish. The reason I wanted to be bullish coming into the day was because, again, we ended up having a range. Price put in an SMT inside of this four-hour BISI. So once we did that, again, if you look at it, we have a low to a high. Again, we came to equilibrium, SMT inside of equilibrium in the overnight session. We closed above, shifting a structure, having a clean internal market maker buy model. Then price ended up displacing higher, creating this little range here, and that's what I wanted to trade. Again, coming into the morning here, we did have this 30-minute range. So I was looking for 930 and open low, 930 open lower here. We put an SMT at this low here initially. It's not equal low. No, it's not. It was a bullish SMT here. I thought that was pretty A plus. We have equal highs here again. We came to equilibrium, put an SMT. Again, ES tapped into the 30-minute gap. This was perfect. This was such an A plus trade, and we did have SMT with this as well on ES. So we had SMT once we took this right here. We had SMT all the way across. Boom. SMT initially filling that imbalance. 1 minute inversion. And I took it. I thought this was A plus. The only thing I would say is like maybe wait for the 30-minute. But in this occasion, like when we have the SMT, when we have equilibrium, when we have a range, when we have the inversion, when we have equal highs, and the draw. So like this is a trade where you want to be aggressive. And I was aggressive, and I lost on this first trade, and I was like, all right, it's fine, no worries. Price decided to rebalance lower again, so I was like, okay, like maybe we want to rebalance to this dealing range. That's what we did. We put in the SMT with this hourly unfilled. As you can see, ES ended up tapping it, NQ didn't. So again, I was like, all right, what's the only thing holding us back? The 5-minute didn't inverse here, but once we got the close above validating this order block, I ended up going long here because I felt really confident. This was a turtle soup, and then I added to my position once the 5-minute actually inversed right over here. So then I moved my stop to this low because this should be a protected low. I went long here. Again, this setup is beautiful here. Again, I want to target here. Once we took the equal highs, I was like, all right, like price should pump. And then we retraced, and I was like, damn, I was asking myself, what would be the reason why we fall? I was like, is there a higher time frame PD rate against me? Like, and I'll be like, no. Like, is there like an SMT at these highs? No. Is there anything that makes this trade not valid? And there was nothing. So I was like, all right, like I'm gonna hold this trade. I feel like we're very bullish. But then, price did what? Once we took on my break even, price inversed this 5-minute BISI, and it kind of like made me it made me lose confidence because I was like, damn, like why are we inversing this PD rate? And again, I know we still have this 5-minute IFEG that's holding price, but it just didn't make sense to me. I didn't like the way price was moving here. And then 10 a.m. opened higher with no wick. So I was like, bro, like if we would have at least like done something like this where we sweep, like something like this, like that, like I'll be like, okay, like that's fine because like we're bouncing off the 5-minute inversion. But that didn't happen. So like when we went higher, I was like, damn, like we're probably tapping into this 5-minute, and price wants to rebalance lower and then recreate an entire model, I was thinking. So I ended up closing. I manually closed as soon as I was in profit in this trade. I literally just closed a position, and as you can see, ES put in an SMT with 10 a.m. here, right, like this. So obviously let me delete this little fake wick. Put an SMT at that low, and then of course we go above and we hit all my external targets. And I was like, damn, like that was supposed to be the trade of the day. Like I was taking 50% of my contracts here and hold the rest here, and that should have been the trade. But it is what it is. We didn't get a retracement, we didn't get entry. It's fine. I just didn't like what happened here, and that's okay. What else would I say? Maybe like again, I'm always gonna try to reflect on what I could do better. In this occasion, I just say like maybe I could just not close the trade, but that's the thing. I feel like that's just gambling. So like, and that's hindsight. Like when you see price action inversing, and 10 a.m. opening higher with no wick, like I don't want to hold. I want to be able to say, you know what, like were invalidating my PD raise. Like, and then this right here, we closed below the 3-minute consequent encroachment order block. So I was like, this PD raise is most likely getting ran through. So yeah, I'm okay with this trade. It is what it is. It's a Monday. I didn't want to take the risk. I'm happy with my execution. I'm not gonna overthink. I think I did a great job today on that. Then price ended up sweeping this buy side. We tapped into this 30-minute gap. We finished this internal market maker buy model, and then we had a bearish SMT. So again, we have a range. We're in a premium. So premium equilibrium, tapped into a higher time frame, swept buy side liquidity. Now we're looking at inversion. I was looking for this 3-minute. This was my break even right here. I went short, put my stop at the top of the order block, and I was looking for this, and I got stopped at break even. Boom, and then it hit my TP, and then price put in the SMT at the lows, and I want to target this 5-minute unfilled. So again, if you grab equilibrium, once again, the strategy is going to keep repeating itself. So again, when you have it this clear, I'm going to take it every time. We sweep sell side liquidity. We have SMT, I believe, at the lows right over here. So boom, we sweep this low and then have SMT at these lows like this. So 3-minute inverse, I took the long, went break even at the 5-minute and partial at a 1-to-1. So this looks something like this. Where was it? Like right around here, partial at a 1-to-1, and then held it for this external draw. And we didn't do that. Price ended up just stopping me out in break even. So I went from a $750 loss to only a $450 loss. I recovered $300 just by following my rules. Again, TP1 should have hit. So again, this trade was a loss, and then this trade ended up hitting, this trade ended up hitting, and this trade ended up hitting. 3 trades in a row. I was basically up. If I were to add everything, again, if this were to play out without it fucking closing below and all this shit, like, I'd be up so much today. But again, there's nothing you could do about that. Price ended up closing below here, and I do believe the draw liquidity is now 10 a.m. open high, is a 10 a.m. devil's mark. But again, I'm not gonna trade any of this because I just feel like at this point, price action just wants to be more. Again, you do have an objective, but at this point, I feel like it's just like on a Monday, it's like you're overreaching, and I feel like that's just not what I want to do. So yeah, again, I'm done for the day. Again, today was a pretty good day. I'm really happy with my executions. So yeah, again, clean price action this week, so I'm liking this. Let's see what we can do. Again, the week is young. We're starting off really strong, so that's what I like. Yeah, other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this trade recap. If you guys ended up taking a trade today, let me know how you guys did. Peace.